Hey, it's Priscilla Davis, your favorite massage therapist at A Mother's Touch Massage Therapy. I want to touch base with you and give you an update where we are with the coronavirus shutdown. I also wanted to give you some helpful tips dealing with some feelings that might not be so great right now. And I also want to let you know how I'll be supporting you during this time in a way that is helpful to you and there's going to be some moments of vulnerability, so be ready. First things first, as far as the coronavirus is concerned, I can't work right now. I'm not an essential worker. Massage therapy, as much as I need it right now, and I'm sure you do too, it's not essential to our existence, right? So we can live without massage, and we'll have to live without massage until the quarantine is lifted. Right now, I know about as much as you do. It's looking like summer is when we'll be able to reopen, but that's been changing. So I'm just following the governor's lead. And I promise you, if it was up to me, I would love to work on you right now. But for your safety, for my safety, for our family's safety, it's best if we stay home right now. And in the meantime, I encourage you to purchase a gift certificate at amotherstouchmassage.com, and you go to the gift card page, you click on the gift card button, and then you can purchase a gift certificate, and you'll be able to get a free 30-minute upgrade when you purchase a 60 or 90-minute session. And so what it actually looks like is purchasing a 90 or 120-minute session, but they're going to be at the 60 and 90-minute prices. So you're saving $45. You're getting free 30 minutes for free. I also encourage you, if you are able, if you're one of the people who have been financially hit by this and you just can't, don't worry about it. All I want you to do is worry about staying healthy. But if you are one of the fortunate ones who still have an income and who are able to support your small businesses, please consider doing that, not just with me, but with your hairstylist, your nail techs, your esthetician. Think of them because they're there for you to help you look and feel your best. And right now they probably need more support than you realize. So if you're able, again, consider purchasing a gift certificate to help us through this difficult time. So that being said, I wanted to let you know that with your appointments, if you have existing appointments, I'll be canceling those appointments and making a list of everyone that had an appointment. And if you've already gotten a reminder for an existing appointment, I apologize. I'm taking care of that this week. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be, making a list of everybody that has an appointment in order, and that way when this ban is lifted, I'll go ahead and contact everybody and schedule them. Initially, I was going to just reschedule you, but it feels like I'm going to be playing leapfrog with appointments for a while, so I think it's just best for everybody if I just cancel the appointments, and as we go along, and we'll just reschedule when it's time to reopen, okay? And on that note, I wanted to let you know that if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling sad, if you're feeling afraid, it's okay. Why am I saying that right now? Like everybody else, like we should be positive, right? And yes, let's be hopeful. Let's be optimistic. Let's pray. Let's meditate. Absolutely. But I also want to share a lesson with you that I learned when my father passed away, or was in the process of transitioning. It was like in the summer about 5 years ago. So my dad was sick, and we knew that he was going to pass away, and my husband was not home at that time. He was training for his current position with the prisons, and so I was dealing with a lot all by myself, and I was trying to be upbeat about it. I was trying to stay positive. I was reminding myself that, that I was very blessed because my husband was in the process of getting a very good and stable job, and he was coming home once a week. It wasn't like he was deployed, and I kept minimizing my own pain and comparing it to somebody else that was worse, right? And so not validating my own feelings. And with my father passing, I did the same thing. I kept telling myself, he's still alive. You don't be sad yet. Save the tears for when he's gone. And it's funny how we try to rationalize those feelings and put them in a little box, but the heart doesn't work that way, and your mind doesn't work that way. And so what I learned, believe it or not, it was from watching the movie Inside Out with Emma. I knew that I was in a funk. I knew I wasn't in a good place, and I didn't feel like getting ready to go out to a movie. And I thought the next best thing was to go to a drive-in where I didn't have to get, dolled up or whatever. And I could just, be in my car and she would get out of the house. And that was the best I could do for her at that moment. And we were watching Inside Out. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. But basically, they talk about emotions and the things that we go through and how all the emotions have a place and they are all useful. And while it's great to feel joy and happiness, and we want to feel that most of the time, there are occasions that call for emotions that are not necessarily associated with positivity, like sadness and anger and fear. And right now is one of those times. I'm experiencing all of those feelings too. And, I am enjoying some of my downtime with my family, but I am also experiencing a very real fear and very real anxiety and worry and all of those things. And so what I've been trying to do for myself is allowing myself to feel those things and not pretending that I don't feel them or that I shouldn't feel them, because there are people who are worse off. I'm not a nurse, and I should be thankful that I'm home, and I am. But I am also very worried that my husband might bring home something from his facility. I'm worried that Emma might, not get the services that she needs if she does get sick, because she's might not be considered worthy enough, by a point system that's being dictated by people outside of my control. So those are very real fears, and it's okay to feel those things. And so I'm trying to give myself the space to feel those things as they come up. And I'm also dealing with things like getting our life insurance and getting a will in place. God forbid the worst happens. And those are really unpleasant things to deal with, but they're necessary right now. And it's stress inducing for sure, to say the least. And so in this time, we have not really had a chance to really enjoy downtime. I haven't really. Whatever downtime I have, I'm basically giving it to Emma. And so I try to find little pockets of time for myself. Sometimes it's as simple as just taking a shower and telling my husband, don't bother me. Don't let her bother me. I just need some time to myself, and I can put on whatever music I feel like listening to that's not Disney related, and just enjoy that shower the best I can. This morning I did a yoga session, and I like yoga with Adrienne on YouTube, and she had a session that was yoga for stress, so I did that. And for whatever reason this morning, so I did it, my brain wouldn't stop, and I kept reminding myself to focus on my breath. And at the end of the session, she has us laying like on a pillow with a pillow between our knees, and I don't know what it was about that position, it just made me cry. I don't know, and it was just like an emotional release, and these feelings bubbled up, and they needed to be, and I was tempted to fight it off, but I clearly needed to cry, so I just rolled with it, and I encourage you to do the same. It's a lot like grief, and it did remind me on a smaller scale of the grief I felt when my dad was passing. And we all experience grief in some way, shape, or form, and it's okay to feel it now. I know I've been going through the shock of it, the disbelief, the numbness, the sadness, the worry, and anger even. And I this morning I got to release it all, and I'm sure it'll come back, and that's okay too. But for now, I feel better, I feel relieved, and so I want to share that with you, is that you have that ability too. One of the things that my therapist helps me to remember is if I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious, just to ask myself what's causing that anxiety or what's causing that feeling of overwhelm. And like our last session, we talked about how I have all this stuff that I need to get done, and it's making me feel so anxious because it's all important and it all needs to get done. And so what she did was she set a timer for 4 minutes and had me write down all of the things that I need to do. And I did. And just doing that helped me feel better in 4 minutes, because it's getting it out of my head and it stops that incessant loop that's playing in my head of all the things that I need to get done, and giving my brain a break and just putting it down on paper. And then I can prioritize, which is something I struggle to do, but it's there on paper and now it's easier, and now I can work on what I can. And then I'm also working on listening to my body, and when it's tired, I just let it be. And so I have been having these like roller coaster days where I have like 2 days of intense productivity, 2 days of like, taking care of all the things that I can. And then like a day or two of nothing, like a day of just cuddling with Emma and just, I'm just fried and I have nothing to give. And then the next day, like, it's like a mix of, just relaxing and watching Gilmore Girls, having some coffee, and then doing some small tasks around the house so that I don't feel guilty for having like excessive downtime or laziness, right? I feel better because something got done. So I encourage you to do the same and do whatever makes you feel good. If you like dancing and you like working out, go for it, do it. I encourage you to, maybe blare some music and sing at the top of your lungs for 5 minutes. Find pockets of joy wherever you can every day and do the best you can. Sometimes you won't have it in you, but sometimes we can give ourselves a little nudge in the right direction and give ourselves a break, give our brain a break, and give it some endorphins that it so desperately needs. And I encourage you to do that. So that's it for sharing about that. And I want you to know that I'll be creating some videos to help keep you sane and help to support your stress relief. Since I can't do it in person, I'll be trying to create content for you. So I'll be probably creating videos like maybe stretches that you can do to help keep the tension away. I want to do a tutorial on hand scrubs probably next week to help slough off all the dead skin and nourish our undoubtedly dry skin from all the washing. And I also have some friends that are going to be working on some content for you, like activities for the kids, and just some tips and tricks. Anything that's going to be helpful during this time, I'll be posting. So I thank you so much for watching this long, and I appreciate you hanging out with me, and I want you to know that I'm praying for you and thinking of you, and I hope that you and your family stay safe and healthy throughout this time. And I look forward to seeing you again. You have no idea. So you take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.